Women are powerful, no doubt about it. They can be incredibly influential, charming, and emotionally intelligent. But just like men, they have weaknesses, flaws that are hardwired into their psychology. And if you don't understand them, you'll constantly find yourself frustrated, confused, or even manipulated. The truth is, men and women are different. And instead of fighting that reality, the wise man learns how to navigate it. That's what separates the strong from the weak, the men who keep their dignity versus the ones who lose themselves. In this video, we're going to uncover 5 female weaknesses every man must know. Some of these might surprise you. Others might explain things you've experienced but never fully understood. Either way, by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to deal with women from a place of strength and wisdom. So watch until the end, because the last one might just be the most important. Think about how many men have fallen apart because of women. How many stories do you know of guys who were strong, focused, and ambitious until they let a woman control their emotions? It's not about blaming women. It's about understanding reality. The Stoics believed that the key to power is self-control. And when you understand the weaknesses of others, you gain an advantage. If you've ever felt manipulated, misunderstood, or confused in relationships, it's because you didn't see the patterns. But that ends today. Let's break it down. Number 1, emotional instability. Women are emotional creatures, more than men. It's in their biology. This means they can experience rapid mood swings, overreact to small things, and be driven by feelings rather than logic. A simple misunderstanding can turn into an emotional meltdown. One moment, she's affectionate, the next, she's distant. If you don't recognize this pattern, you'll constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells. As a man, your job isn't to get caught up in their emotions, but to remain grounded. If you react emotionally every time she does, you lose. Instead, you must stay calm, unaffected, and in control. When a woman sees that you're emotionally stable, she'll respect you more. Women want a man who can be their rock, not one who is just as emotionally unstable as they are. By mastering your emotions, you become a source of strength rather than chaos. Another key point is recognizing when her emotions are being used as a manipulation tactic. Some women, whether consciously or subconsciously, use emotional outbursts to get what they want. They might cry to gain sympathy or act distant to provoke a reaction from you. A strong man doesn't fall into this trap. He acknowledges her emotions but doesn't let them dictate his actions. Instead, he remains composed and in control, making rational decisions instead of emotional ones. Number 2, the need for validation. Women crave attention and approval. This is why social media is flooded with women posting selfies, fishing for likes and comments. It's not just vanity, it's a biological need. A woman's self-esteem is often built upon external validation, whether it comes from her friends, social media, or the man in her life. This is why women are drawn to men who hold their frame and don't chase. A wise man understands this and doesn't feed into it. He doesn't compete for her attention, doesn't chase her approval, and doesn't get insecure when she seeks validation elsewhere. The moment you stop being desperate for her validation is the moment she starts respecting yours. If she senses you're too eager to please her, she'll lose interest. But if you're a man who validates himself, who doesn't rely on others for his sense of worth, she will be drawn to you on a deeper level. Women often test a man's confidence by withdrawing attention to see how he reacts. If a man panics and starts seeking reassurance, he loses value in her eyes. But if he remains unfazed and continues focusing on his mission, she realizes that his worth isn't dependent on her approval. This is a crucial difference between men who are constantly chasing women and those who naturally attract them. Number 3, hypergamy. A woman's nature is to seek the best possible option. This is called hypergamy. If a woman finds a man who is stronger, richer, or more powerful than you, she may leave. It's not personal, it's biological. Women are wired to secure the best possible future for themselves and their offspring. Most men get bitter about this, but the Stoic man embraces the challenge. He doesn't complain about women's nature. He becomes the kind of man who is always growing, improving, and providing value. If you stay stagnant, you risk being replaced. So level up constantly. A man who continues to develop himself, physically, financially, mentally, will always have options. Instead of worrying about hypergamy, become the man she doesn't want to leave. Instead of seeing hypergamy as a threat, view it as motivation. Women's nature forces men to remain competitive, which ultimately benefits men in the long run. If you focus on self-improvement, financial stability, and mental resilience, you naturally become the best option, one that she wouldn't even think about replacing. Number 4, lack of accountability. How often do you hear a woman say, "Is it my fault?" Exactly. Many women struggle with taking responsibility, often shifting blame onto others, especially in relationships. When things go wrong, she may say, "You made me feel this way," rather than taking accountability for her own emotions. You must understand this so you don't fall into the trap of endless arguments and emotional manipulation. The strong man doesn't argue. He observes, sets boundaries, and walks away from toxic situations. If a woman refuses to take responsibility, don't waste your time trying to fix her. A stoic man understands that he cannot change someone who refuses to change themselves. Set your standards, and if she doesn't meet them, move on. A woman's inability to accept blame can create a cycle where the man feels constantly responsible for maintaining peace. A weak man will apologize just to avoid conflict, even when he's not at fault. A strong man, on the other hand, refuses to take the blame for things beyond his control. He communicates clearly, holds his ground, and removes himself from situations that drain his energy. Number 5, emotional testing. Women will test you constantly. They'll push your buttons, challenge your confidence, and see how much they can get away with. Why? Because deep down, they want to know if you're strong enough to handle them. They do this unconsciously, but the purpose is always the same: to determine whether you are a man worthy of respect. A weak man fails these tests by reacting emotionally, getting defensive, or losing his temper. But a wise man remains unfazed. He either ignores the test or calmly puts her in her place. When a woman realizes she can't shake you, her respect for you skyrockets. She wants a man who is unshakable, someone who knows his worth and won't be easily manipulated. When you pass her test with calm confidence, she sees you as a leader, not a follower. Now that you're aware of these weaknesses, the choice is yours. You can brush them aside and continue repeating the same mistakes, or you can take this knowledge and use it to grow, becoming stronger, more disciplined, and earning the respect you deserve. The power to change is in your hands, and it starts with taking action today. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to show your support by hitting that like button, subscribing, and turning on notifications. That way, you'll never miss out on future content designed to help you become the best version of yourself, unstoppable, confident, and in control. At the end of the day, understanding women isn't about controlling them. It's about mastering yourself. Once you do that, everything shifts in your favor. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep pushing forward.